So coming onto your mat, wide knee child's pose. Big toes to touch, knees wide. You might have been here for a little bit already if you're joining me via Zoom. So we're going to start to establish our breath in this shape, relaxing our head, our neck, our chest, softening our hips down towards our heels. You can always use a bolster or some blankets underneath your torso. And let your head, neck, and chest soften down to the ground. Let your hips drop to your heels. Take a nice full deep breath in. And a long, steady, easy breath out. Deep breath in. And long, steady, easy exhale. Start to unwind. Drop into your body. Settle into this shape. Let your breath be full and abundant, expanding the back body, side ribs. Pull the breath into the belly, to the chest, across the shoulder blades. And start to feel grounded, feel rooted, feel close to the earth. Letting go of the day, letting go of any thoughts, stories, anything ruminating in the mind. Just let it ebb and flow in the background. And let your focus be on your inhales and exhales. Let your focus be those long, deep, steady breaths in. And gentle, steady, easy breaths out. Feel yourself soften every single muscle. And relax into this shape. Relax into your breath. This will be a felt sense experience, so we really just want to get super melty. Let it be delicious. Releasing any contraction, any resistance, any tension or tightness. Dropping the breath down into the navel center, expanding. Fill the back ribs, the lower back, and the side body. And as you exhale, make the breath really releasing, relaxing, and full. Same duration as your inhale. Your exhales may be audible. They may come out the nose or out the mouth. Let's take just a few more deep breaths here. We're going to be working on our heart and our hips today. Areas where we can feel a lot of emotion. So things may bubble to the surface. Things may arise. We're just going to allow them to come out and come through and breathe out. Exhaust out your exhales. Let all that stagnant, stuck, stale energy release from the body. Let your exhales clear and cleanse and remove anything that no longer serves or maybe never served you to begin with. Let these nice full deep breaths in and long steady easy breaths out soothe your body, soothe your mind. Feel at home, at ease and at peace. And we'll continue to cultivate this breath throughout our practice, keeping us here in presence on our mat, in our bodies. Feeling into the sensation as they rise. As they may build in intensity, we'll just let that breath follow through. Let go of all the resistance in the body. Let your body be malleable. Let your body be massaged and manipulated by gravity. It's like clay in the hands of gravity here. Let's take one more deep breath in. And long, steady, easy breath out. You slowly begin to walk yourself out of the pose onto hands and knees. Exhale as you round the spine, cat. Inhale, lift the chest. Slowly roll back into a seated position, so you might cross the ankles, roll onto the sit bones, extend the legs out and feel the energy whoosh to the feet. Then you'll inhale, chin lifts up, exhale out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Make your way to butterfly pose. You're going to bend your knees. Take your time. The great thing about yin is it's super fluid, slow moving. Don't do anything fast. We do fast things all the time. We rush the process. Really just let yourself slowly move into each shape. Bottoms of your feet together, knees are wide. You can take your block or your block-like things underneath your knees. You can also roll your towels up or your blankets. And then if you'd like, start to move your chest forward. You might send your hips back and your tailbone long. So you have this natural tilt to your pelvis to fold out over your thighs. Now take this pose slow. We're going to be here for 5 minutes. So if you've already come up against your edge, you're already at the place where it's quite intense, pull yourself out a little bit. Because as we settle, we'll start to feel this more intensely. And for those who've taken yin before, know this. But even as we practice, we forget. We're like, oh, we want instant gratification. How can I release this tension from my body? Let's get right into it, right? That's the yang or very masculine energy. It's like super productive, very focused, very hard, like a very edgy. What is good, it's important, it's necessary. But let's balance that out with some just easiness, some calmness, right? We can still achieve the things that we want to do, but moving through life with a little bit more patience, compassion, understanding. This is the yin energy. It's that inner strength. It's not the sheer force of will. I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to strengthen, and it's like melding in, going with the flow. Letting yourself be like water, fluid, of some sort, or air. Kind of move and navigate through. Finding every corner, every crevice, and moving with gravity. Right? Water moves in the direction of gravity. So let's be more fluid. You might find yourself dropping into the shape a little bit more. We have 3 more minutes. So really let go, settle, soften, and stay. Notice if you're gripping anywhere. Shoulders are softening away from your ears. You can even round your upper back and spine. No need to lengthen and find this spaciousness in a way that we really have to work for it. In yin, we can just melt into it. Really no effort physically, in the sense that we're not willing ourselves into the pose. We're relaxing into the shape. So it's more a mental effort to stay out of our own way. Keep breathing fully and deeply, and remember that you can exhale up the mouth at any time. Maybe a gentle tuck of your chin to your chest, feeling your upper back and neck release even more. We're in our last 60 seconds, so find that second edge if it's available and accessible to you. We're here in our last few breaths. Can you soften into the shape a little bit more? Drop in. Notice if you're clenching, gripping, tightening, tensing. Soften, soften, soften. Let's take one more deep breath in. Exhale out the mouth. Good, slowly. And I mean slowly. If you think you're going slow, go slower. We have all the time in the world. You don't need to rush. We can pace ourselves. Slowly take your knees in towards each other. And move at your own pace. Even if you think I'm moving a little quickly, which I'm moving very, very slow, you can even move slower than me. Let the blood and the energy whoosh down to the feet. Chin is center, inhale. Exhale as you tilt the chin back, let it go. Feel the tingling, heating sensations. Inhale to center. Exhale, let it go. You might walk your hands back a little bit. I notice I'm shrugging my shoulders to my ears, so I'm just going to open up, walk my hands out a little further. Get more yin-like. Inhale, chin. Exhale, tilt it back. Let all of that stagnant cell energy release out the body. Slowly draw yourself back to center. Now you're going to bend your knees. And I'm really excited about this part of the sequence. This is something that I've never done before, but I was experimenting with it last night, and it was wunderbar. Very lovely. So you're going to drop your knees over to the right. Coming to deer pose. If you have no idea what that is, that's okay. I'm going to describe to you here. You're going to bring your right shin in line with the front of your mat, or somewhere around there. And then your left shin is in line with the side of your mat. You can have your feet closer to your right foot closer to the top of your left thigh. You can have it kind of staggered. This is going to be more intense with that internal rotation, external rotation. And then we're going to slowly grab your bolster-like prop, or bolster, your couch cushion, and you're going to bring it to your right side so that when we fold over, and you might need something else to lift you up a little higher. Let me move this way so that you can see me. So we're going to bring it down, and then we're going to slowly walk forward, down, and then bring the bolster underneath our chest and to the point where you can extend. So here you might bring your forearms down, let your head and neck rest. Soften your chest into your props. And then find this shape and breathe. Take a nice full deep breath in and a long, steady, easy breath out. Feel the stretch in the side body here. So we're working all angles of our heart. So we might not think of the sides of our heart, the back of our heart. We think our heart, we think the front. We think our chest. But we're going to be working, this is tapping into the lung meridian here on the side body. But we're also going to be working into the space up underneath the armpit, which is a vital pressure point that helps to alleviate shoulder and upper back tension, so that we start to release all the muscles and all the space and anything that holds tension, anything that's holding a blockage of energy in and around the heart. We're going to do a 360 around the entire heart. Feel yourself melt a little closer into the ground. Feel the lengthening of your left side body, and feel a gentle twist of your lower belly, or what in Chinese medicine or in yin practice we call the lower dantian. The lower dantian is at the navel center, and it's a vital energy field. And if you take Qigong or any martial art, you may be familiar with the three dantian. But here we focus meditatively on the breath, breathing into the navel center and letting the breath come up and through to the crown of the head. Keep pulling breath up the spine, through the side of the body. We have one more minute here. Few breaths. Keep melting, softening, letting go. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale out the mouth. All right. We're going to keep the shape of our legs. We're going to stay as low to the ground as we can. Just lift yourself up halfway. Take your right forearm and bring it parallel to the side of your mat. In this case, maybe the front of your mat in your case. You're going to slowly start to roll onto your right side so that we're getting to this side body, to that acupressure point. And keep the bolster underneath your side body. Bend your right elbow, bring your head into your hand. And then you can take your left arm, just let it slide down the side. Or if you want a little bit more, left arm up and overhead. And then just let your left elbow bend. So you're in this very loungy-like shape. Close your eyes, soften. It may feel quite intense to start, especially in the side body on the right, or maybe in the shoulder underneath the right arm. Start to discern what is discomfort and what is pain. Discomfort we can breathe through. Remember we talked about as we feel things arise, as sensations arise, allow the breath to come up and follow through, letting out that tension. But if it feels sharp shooting or electrical pain, or feels like stabbing or nervy, that in fact is your body telling you that it is in pain. It's telling you you've gone too deep, too fast. So you'll find a modification that works best for your body, maybe coming out a little bit, maybe not taking the left arm up and overhead. You choose what works best for your body. Listen to that inner voice, that inner teacher. So this is kind of fun where, if you think about it, we started with the front of our chest down, so we were opening up the back, but also opening up the front, finding breadth in both the front and the back of our chest. And then here now we're starting to find length in both sides of our body, so we're kind of rolling it out. Making that nice, smooth dough. I've been watching a lot of cooking shows lately, so But just think of this like a rolling pin. You're just rolling out the tension in the muscles, softening your muscles so they become supple. And then feeling into the connective tissue, the joints, the bones. Feel into your energy body. Let's take our last 3 breaths here. And let everything settle and sink. Deep breath in. Easy breath out. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Use your left hand to support you. Bring your right forearm down. Now you're going to extend your right arm out to the right. Roll onto your back. Extend your left arm. And now keep the bolster underneath your mid-back so that your shoulders are dropping down. And you're keeping the legs in deer pose. So you're just finding a nice twist. And that stretch on that left side may become a little bit more intense. You're dropping left shoulder down towards the ground. And feeling the opening of the right hip. And breathing, finding this shape, breath and body. Feel the expansion of your ribs as you open your heart to the ceiling. Feeling the separation of the center of your chest, almost as if it could melt away, letting the shoulders drop down, letting everything dissolve. Notice if the mind has started distracting you, as I haven't been talking as much here, distracting you from the thoughts, and now the thoughts start to flood. Can you bring yourself back to the practice through breath? Back into your body, stepping out of the head, really feeling into this shape, into your breath. Finding as much expansive breath as possible, pulling in as much breath as you can. We're in our last few breaths here. Last 3 here. Your fullest, deepest breaths yet. One more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go out the mouth. Slowly roll over to your right side. Use your left hand to support you. All the way back to center as you walk yourself up. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Knees just gently rock side to side. we'll take this shape to the other side. So dropping your knees to the left, making your way to deer pose. So you can see here I have my feet slightly staggered. You can have your left foot to the top of your right thigh if that feels better or more comfortable for your body. And then bring your prop underneath your chest. As you slowly walk to the left, out over that left thigh, you might need to scoot the hip a little bit further away from the bolster or your props. Walk your hands forward and bring your chest down to your props and support. Make sure that you're not holding your body up with strength. Remember we talked about before, it's not sheer will or force in this practice, it's the fluidity. Be mutable. As we ground and as we connect, but allow yourself to be as fluid, as soft as you can, and completely surrender. Let gravity push you closer to the earth as you melt into this shape. In our last few breaths, breathe a little fuller, a little deeper into the lower belly. Feel that side body begin to lengthen on the right. One more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Slowly begin to walk yourself halfway up. Bring your left forearm parallel to the front of your mat and slowly roll onto your left side. Bend your elbow and bring your head in your hand. This pose always reminds me of like the lounging Buddha. This looks so at peace. You might keep your right arm on your side or reach it up and overhead. Bend the elbow and just let it rest on your head. This also will add a little extra weight, so you might feel a little bit more intensely in that left arm, left side body. Remember your long, deep, steady breaths in. Fill up to capacity, easy, steady breaths out. Notice if you're clenching or tightening, especially in the hips or in the jaw. Relax your jaw and see how your belly and your hips respond in kind. It's quite amazing how interconnected the body is. like a ripple effect. We soften and relax one thing, and we notice other places in our body that we're compensating for, holding tension in, also start to follow in kind when we let our bodies or give our bodies permission to relax. When the mind gives permission in the sense that it starts to let go, not try to control so much. And then our body can start to heal. As we use these poses and postures, as we use our prana, which is life force energy, it really is like medicine. When we step away from the everyday and deep-seated stresses and trauma, and allowing ourselves to start to soften and let go of the resistance and the tension. And the way we step away from it is really not holding on to it. Forgiving ourselves is key. Try not to grip, hold on to the things that no longer serve. We have one more cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, you'll slowly release your right arm down. Left forearm comes down, and you're going to walk your left hand out to the left. Roll down onto your backs. Keep your prop underneath your mid-back, your shoulders dropping down, and reach your right arm. So you're in this twist here. You might feel your right knee lift up a little higher. That's okay. And then feel this shape in body and breath. As we soften and let go, as I said before, letting go of the resistance, stepping away from our trauma and our stress in the sense that we don't continue to ruminate. Try not to judge, condemn, be too hard on ourselves, or hold resentment. There's a saying, when we ourselves hold on to anger or resentment for another person, I'd say we're externalizing, it's not self-judgment. I mean, it kind of applies in the same thing. But especially when we're looking outwardly, externally, outside of ourselves, and we're holding on to anger or resentment, it's like taking poison and wishing or praying that the other person will die. So what is it that you could let go of? Not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. What have you been ruminating on as your mind continually thought about? Where you could find some ease, some peace, stepping away from that stress, that trauma, as it begins to dissipate in your breath and the softness of your body, the release of that physical manifestation. We have a few more breaths here. Really let it go, unwind. Your fullest, deepest breaths yet. Last 3 breaths. One more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Hopefully you feel rolled out like a nice, lovely, kneaded piece of dough. You're going to roll back. Press into your right hand. Lift yourself up. Walk your hands back. Walk yourself up onto your sit bones. And then rock your knees side to side. All right, keep your props where they are. You might need to bring them down. We're going to do supported fish. So, supported fish, really important that your bolster pillow-like thing is in your mid-back. Your shoulders and your shoulder blades are going to come down to the mat. You're rolling your mid-back over your props. So, tendency is to bring the bolster up too high. You want it in your mid-back. So, bottoms of the feet can be together, legs can be straight. You can have bent knees, feet wide, knees in. I like to take the Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined butterfly variation of supported fish. Works for my body, so you might pull yourself into this shape. Again, choose what works. Some people like to straighten their legs. That's not too much for your back. So you see how my upper back is hanging off? You're going to slowly let it drop down. And you get this nice opening in the rib cage and the mid-back. Now, it might be really intense. That means maybe your props are a little too high. You might just take a rolled blanket and place it underneath if your cushion is too high or your blocks are too high. Your blocks might be a little bit too stiff or a little bit too firm. So maybe something a little bit softer underneath that mid-back. Take it easy. In the words of Nacho Libre. And then slowly you're going to release your arms out to the sides, or maybe you bring your hands a little bit closer in depending on the state of your shoulders. Maybe they're quite sensitive, so opening them out like this may not be the most suitable for your body. If you'd like, you can reach your arms up and overhead. I love this variation. It feels so good. My lats get really tight from all those chaturangas. So I really like to extend my fingertips up and overhead. Find your breath in this shape. Feel your body, the sensations that arise. Breathe. Now notice as you breathe into this shape, all 4 sides. Open your chest, your sides of your body, the back of your heart. Remember, we're expanding the space around the heart, in the rib cage. Feel every space, corner and crevice of your body. Open up. Notice if you're clenching the glutes or the thighs, especially if you're in your Supta Baddha Konasana legs. How can you better serve the release of the tension, of the trauma, of the stress in your body? How can you give yourself, surrender yourself under the weight of gravity? I like to think of gravity as a massage therapist or somebody who works with pottery. And they're just melding you. Gravity becomes personified and just slowly melting you, softening you, massaging you into your mat. Your breath also serves as a massage therapist. It also serves as a personified way of relaxing you. You can also think of the breath as a shower. The higher you turn on the breath, more cleanse, clearing. or the more potency of the medicine. And the fuller, deeper, bigger breaths are more potent. See how full you can bring your breath in and allow your breath to be equally so, the duration on your exhales. We're in our last few breaths in this shape. Last 3 breaths. One more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Now, to come out of this, extend your arms. Draw your knees in towards each other. Bottoms of the feet flat. Slowly roll over to your left side. Press into your hands. Lift yourself up. And then extend your legs out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tilt the chin back, let it go. Inhale, come back to center. Now this is a fun one. We're gonna set up our props in Stonehenge. So hopefully you have 2 block-like things. And Stonehenge is exactly what it is. It looks like a little Stonehenge. Place your bolster pillow across and make sure you have a little gap between. And you're going to bring your props to the center of your mat. Sit back on your heels. And then we're going to extend the arms over. Walk your elbows forward. Now this may be enough. If you want a little bit more, walk them more forward. And then bring the palms together. Bring your forehead down to your props. You might walk your knees back a little bit if you want more release. And then let yourself sit back on your heels. Bring your knuckles of your thumbs closer in towards the nape of your neck. And really just soften into the stream. And feel your rib cage splay onto your thighs, your belly soften into your thigh. Feel the stretch in the sides, in the back of your body. Remember, working all 4 sides of the heart. Last few breaths here. One more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you might slowly extend your fingertips forward and then walk your arms back, elbows drawing in. And then walk yourself up. You're going to keep this Stonehenge shape. We're just going to make our way to our bottom. You'll kick your feet to one side or roll out over your feet onto your sit bones. And now making your way into Dragonfly. We're going to bring our Stonehenge to the center. And then same thing. You might walk it out a little bit more. My Stonehenge is a little wobbly. You might walk the blocks in a little bit closer. You can also bring the blocks down if you want more depth. Slight bend in the knees, point the toes forward, relax the feet, relax the legs, and then extend the arms and bring them down to your props. You might walk the elbows forward a little bit more. Then bring your palms together, forehead down to the mat, or forehead down to your props. Find the same shape. Here we're in Dragonfly. Deep breath in and easy, steady breath out. If this is too much for your thighs, if it's too much for your hamstrings, you might roll up blankets and bring them underneath your knees. If the stretch in the back of your arms with the hands together, thumbs to the nape of your neck is too intense, you might just stack your forearms like I Dream of Jeannie. That's what it always reminds me of. And then slowly dropping your head down. Breathe into the shape. Nice deep breath in. And long, steady, easy breath out. Take our last 3 breaths here at center. One more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Slowly begin to walk yourself out of this shape. Keep your legs as they are. Stonehenge stays. You're just going to take Stonehenge and place it to your left thigh. Extend your arms. Belly button draws towards your left thigh. But again, you can round the spine. It's yin. Don't force it. Just fall into it. And let your arms relax. You can take any variation, maybe forearms stacked. You can come back into that shape with the elbows bent, forehead down, thumbs to the nape of the neck. Breathe. Nice full deep breath in. And long, steady, easy breath out. Feel your right sit bone relax and grow heavy, rooting down into the mat. Feel the extension of the back of the legs, extension of the spine, the back of the heart. Breathe into the space between the shoulder blades. These last few breaths option to extend the right arm. So you're going to keep the left forearm onto your props. If you don't have your forearm down, bring your forearm down. And then just gently reach towards your left outer edge of your foot. Try not to pull yourself too much. Again, not willing, strong strength or force, but you're just kind of hooking your fingertips to the outside edge of your foot, and you'll feel a gentle tug in the right side body. We have 3 more deep breaths here. Inhale, slowly release anything you've got, any variation. Slowly walk yourself up and bring yourself all the way to the other side. Belly button draws down towards your right thigh. Extend your arms and then find your shape. You might stack your forearms, forehead down. And then soften into this side, body and breath. And just so you know, Facebook Live and Instagram Live, the video will only allow me to do an hour. And this is a 70-minute practice, so if you'd like to catch the last couple of poses and Shavasana together, you can always log in to Zoom. Otherwise, after this pose, you'll come into your final resting shape, Shavasana. If you're here with me logged into Zoom, we'll take our last couple poses before we come into our final resting pose. So just know that you can join me on Zoom if you get cut off on the Facebook or Instagram Live feed. Feel the left side body expand. Breathe into the shape. Soften in just a little bit more. We're in our last few breaths here, so if you took that variation on the other side, you might choose to do it here too. If you have your hands together and your thumbs to the back of your neck, you're going to release your arms. Right forearm is parallel to your bolster. Extend your left arm and try to reach to the outer edge of your right foot. If you can't quite touch, just let your arm hang, kind of dangle there. And just enough grip to the outside of your right foot, so that pinky toe edge. And then relax and feel that nice stretch on that left side body. It's so yummy. I love this shape. It's one of my favorites. Focus on expanding the ribs. We're here for just a few more breaths. One more deep breath in. An easy, steady breath out. Slowly release. Walk yourself up. Now again, for folks in Instagram Live or in Facebook Live, it's going to cut me off in a couple of minutes, so you may want to come down onto your backs and take your final resting pose, Shavasana. If you're here with me on Zoom or you want to log into Zoom, we've got 12 more minutes of class, so you can join in. The link is in my bio as well as on Soul Fitness LA's website or on their Instagram account. Slowly start to bend your knees, release, dragonfly. And then just hug yourself into a tiny little ball, knees in. Make your way into a seat, crossing at the shins. And take your Stonehenge, bring it back around. Now you have been taking this forward folding shape and stretching out and lengthening the body, back of the heart. So you can start to move yourself into a deeper forward fold by taking your prop down. Slowly begin to walk yourself forward. Again, you can stack your forearms, forehead down, and then fold out over your thighs. You're going to feel it really intense, deep stretch. Let your sit bones and your hips settle down to the mat. Breathe into the lower back, to the belly, to the chest, the side ribs. Melt into the shape. Last few breaths here. Looks like Instagram and Facebook, you're still live. One more deep breath in, everyone. Exhale out through the mouth. Slowly begin to walk yourself up to seated. Slowly as you can. Remember, take your time. And then release your legs and feel that energy whoosh down to the feet. Chin is neutral. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tilt the chin back, let it go. One more time, inhale. Actually, two more times. I like these things in threes. Exhale out the mouth. This next time, we're going to inhale, chin to center. A double breath out. Slowly make yourself rise to seated. Make yourself comfortable in a seated position. And then we're going to make our way onto our belly. So any way that you like, it's yin, just flop on down. Nothing fancy. Forearms down to the mat, Sphinx pose. Lift your chest, open your heart. Let your glutes and thighs relax. Belly softens. You might rock your hips side to side and then release it. Now this may be enough for you and you want to stay here in Sphinx. We're here for just a few breaths, about a minute's worth of breath. But if you're really feeling that really deep back bend, you'll come into Seal, pressing your hands into the mat, extending your arms. Make sure that you're not clenching your bottom. You may have a tendency to compensate by clenching the bottom. Let your belly soften down to the mat. Feel your rib cage open up. You'll feel the compression in your lower back. If this is too much, move back into Sphinx pose. One more cycle of breath here. Lift a little bit out of the shoulders. Pull your heart forward. Exhale as you slowly lower down from Seal to Sphinx. And then Sphinx all the way down to your mat. Rest one cheek or the other, arms by the sides. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale out the mouth. Slowly frame your hands around your chest. And then press up, tabletop, sit back for a child's pose. Inhale, move forward, back onto your belly. And then we're going to just roll over like that nice kneaded piece of dough onto our backs. Extend your arms out nice and long. Reach your toes forward. Exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Gently massage the lower back. We've been doing a lot of forward folds, a lot of compression in our lower back and along the spine. Now, for some of you, you might like a supported back bend here in our final resting pose. So if you'd like, you can set your props up to take that nice heart opening shape, and I can sample it for you here if you'd like. Otherwise, traditional Shavasana, spine is flat to the mat, and then arms extend by your sides, feet out wide. Settling into this shape, if you're taking your supported back bend with your props, you'll take your blocks or your block-like things. And then your bolster will bridge across. Your top block is a little higher than your lower block. So your block closest to you, to your sit bones and to your hips. Hi, Kingston. You can help me. Is about lowest height, and then the block on the top is medium height. Or if you really want to open up, take it a little bit higher. And then slowly roll down onto your props. Let your shoulders melt around your props. Your top block is supporting your head. And the block in the middle between your hips and your upper back is maybe between your shoulder blades. All right. Now, whether you're lying flat or you have yourself in the supported back bend, this heart opener, wherever you are, take a nice full deep breath in. Exhale out the mouth. Close your eyes. Let go of any last bit of resistance, any last bit of thought ruminating in the head. Let it be in the background. Really, truly, completely surrender in this shape. This is where we align and integrate every pose, every posture, every breath that we took. Settle, surrender, and stay here. And just rest.